lovely people, welcome back once again to another episode of Stitches Beads Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. Today let's make our very own and easy handmade beaded tissue box. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you cut your fish line, fold it into two and make sure you have two equal parts. Then we start weaving the mat. So we are about to do the top of the tissue box first. So you pick 4 beads, fix 3, then you cross with the last one. So you make sure you have equal ends. Then you get it like this. So with the next part, you pick 3 beads, fix 1 on one side, fix 1 on the other side, and close with the last one. So we have 17 now, and we have to do 18. So with the 18th part, you pick 3 beads, fix 2 on one side, and then you cross with the last one, because we have to 10. So you can start with the short part of the tissue box. So we are about to weave the shorter part, and we need 10 beads, okay, or we need 10 sides. So we are going to start with 3 beads again, fix 1 on one side, then we cross with the last one. Repeat the same process again. Take 3 beads, fix 1 on each side, then you cross with the last one. So as you can see, the other side is forming. So repeat the same process to the 9th one. Now we have 9. And with the 10th one, we have to 10, so we can do the 18th second part again. We can do the 18th one here again. So you pick 3 beads, fix 2 on the part you want to 10 with, then you cross with the last part. So you can see the fish line has turned to the next part. We still pick 3 beads, fix 1 on both sides, then you cross with the last one. So you repeat the same process to the 17th part. So with the 18th part, we have to 10 as we did with the other side. So we have to 10 so we can close the ends or the sides, okay? So we have to close this end too. So we pick 3 beads as usual, fix 2 on the side you want to 10 with, and cross with the last one. So you can see the thread has turned. So we are done with the 8th part. This time 8 on this side, and the last side here is representing the 10th part. So we join, or we close with the 9th one this time. So you fix one on the last end this side, then you pass it through the 10th part, which is the first 18th part we did. Then you pull out and then pick the other end and cross with the last bead, so we can close or join the ends, as you can see. So you can see we have equal parts. So to start with the inner part of the top side of the tissue box, you pass the fish line, which is next to the 18th part we did, through the next bead, through the next one bead, as you can see. Then this time you take 2 beads, fix one on the empty thread, or on the empty side of the fish line. Then you cross with the last one. Then the next one, you pass the fish line through the next bead again. Pick 2 beads, fix one on the empty side, then you cross with the last one. So repeat the same process to the other end. When we get to the last end, we have to turn the fish line again. So you pass it through the next 2 beads, which is 1, 2. 1, then 2. Then we cross with 1 bead. So you can see we have 10. Now with the next part, we are about to do the 10th column. So you pass the fish line that is next to the 10th column through the next bead, as you can see. Then we fix 2 beads. We pick 2 beads, fix one on the empty side, then you cross with the last one. So you repeat the same process to the last but 1 bead on the 10th column. So you repeat the same process to the other side. So with the top of the tissue box, we need to create a space, a small space, so we can remove the tissue out of that part. So we are going to weave the last but 1 round, so we can get the exact small space we want. So with that, you pass the thread next to the 18th column through 1 bead, as usual. And you take 2 beads, put one on the empty side, and cross with the last one. Yeah. So you repeat the same process throughout. All you have to know is when you get to every canal, you pass the fish line through 2 beads. 1, 2. One, 2. Then you cross with 1. So we continue with the same process for the other side. So we repeat the same process one more time to cover and leave the space in the middle so we can take the tissue out of it. So we are going to continue with the same process as we did with the one side to the other side as well. So we are done with the top of the tissue box, and you have to pass the excess thread or fish line through everything. So we are done with the top of the tissue box, and it's time for us to make the body of it. Let's get started. So to start with the body, you fix your fish line through 1 bead from the part you want to start from, or you want to start with. This one, it can be from any side you want to start with. So you make sure you have equal ends. Then you pick 3 beads. You put 2 on one side on the direction you want to turn with. Any part, being it from the right or the left. Then you cross with 1. So after you cross, it's to give you the direction you move towards. Then you pass the fish line again to the next bead. This time you pick 2. You pick 2 beads. You put 1 on the empty side. Then you cross with the last one. So you get something like this. So it's the same process as we were making the body, but this time it's like you are making another layer, but the body will start forming when we are almost done with the shape. So when you want to turn, you just pass the fish line through the next bead as we did the first time. Then you pick 2 beads, fix 1 on the empty side. Then you cross. So you can see it's forming. You can see the body forming so nicely. So return with the same process, passing the fish line through one bead, pick 2 beads, fix on the empty side and cross with the last one, as you can see. So we are repeating the same process throughout the body of the bag. All you have to know is anytime you get to the end of the rectangle shape, you have to pass the fish line through the next 2 beads. So as you can see, to 1 and 2. Then you cross with 1 bead. So the fish line will come to the top side, or will be at the top side. Then you repeat the same process throughout by taking 3 beads, fix 2 on one side, then you cross with the last one. So as you can see, the shape is forming, or the body of the tissue box is forming. Don't forget, with a style like this, or with a method like this, anyhow you go about it, you can still turn. So you just pass the thread through the second bead and then through the next bead as well. Then you cross with 1. So you can see one side is longer than the other, but you can still go about it and get the correct method. So when you want to join with a new thread or fish line, it's as simple as ABC. So you pass it through the last bead, then through the next one, so you can get the fish line through 2 beads. So the last but 2 beads. Then you take 2 beads again, fix 1 on the empty side, then you cross with the last one. So as you can see, so you just pass the fish line through the next bead again, then you fix 1 on the empty side, then you cross both sides with the last bead. So you pass the excess fish line through. So you do the same process to the side. So we are finally done with the body of the tissue box. And as you can see, our tissue box is fully formed. So we are about to do the base. So we'll be able to cover the tissue box. To start with the base of the tissue box, you need to fix your fish line on the second bead. We have 10 beads here, so you have to start with the second bead. So you fix your fish line on the second bead. Then you pick 3 beads, fix 2 on one side, then you cross with the other. With the next part, you move to the next bead. You pass the fish line through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads, one on the empty side, then you cross with 1. So you repeat the same process to the last but 1 bead again. So when you get to the last but 1 part, you pass the fish line through the last but 1 bead, and then fix 2 beads on the same place again, and then you pass it through, you cross it with the next bead, as you can see. So we need the fish line on the last but 1 bead again. Note that anytime you are done with the next step, you need to start from the last but 1 bead to form a triangle shape. So you pass the fish line through the beads to the last but 1 bead, as you can see. Then you cross with the other side too. So you get it like this. So you can see the fish line is on the last but 1 bead. Then you pick 3 beads, fix 2 on the side you are turning to, then you cross with the last one. Then you repeat the same process to the last but 1 bead again. Just keep in mind that anytime you get to the last but 1 bead, you always have to turn. Then you start the next stage. Yes, so we are done. So note that we started from the 9th bead or from the 2nd bead. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. After you pass the excess thread or fish line through everything. So we are done with one side of the base. And we repeat the same to this side. So we are done, and at the end you should get something like a house shape. As you can see, so beautiful and handy. So we did a base in such a way that you can fix in a new box of tissue and close the ends like this, and then you can take it out anytime it gets finished. And there we go. Here's our easy handmade beaded tissue box. You can use this at home, in your office, and in your car. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my tutorials, make sure you comment and share as well. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. See you in my next video, and bye.